Welcome in Bodegraven.
Yes. And there's a lot of churches, you said here, right?
Yeah, I think seven. If
Churches.
I'm correct, yeah, and even some of them are used by two organization. How to say it? Not organization, but two kind of believers. So it's even a shortage of churches.
Yeah, but so it's Protestant, I guess, and then Catholic? Or?
Yeah, and Reformed or I am not so aware of all the kinds of believers in the village. Taking in consideration my background of almost an atheist.
Because I saw you have a little picture here, like icon.
Icon, it's Virgin Mary with Jesus. Yeah, it's more like something precious from home, because even if you're not really a believer, then you were holding in your growing up and background all these traditions that go with the religion that is official religion in the country. It reminds me my family and the churches in Bulgaria that are totally different from here. It has more this kind of meaning and presence than purely religious object.
Hello. My name is Patrycja Rozwora, and you're listening to Kitchen Conversations. This podcast aims to open up the mysterious and vague Eastern Bloc to a broader international audience. Each episode is devoted to one artist, exploring their relation, interest, and urgency to create within the framework of the post-Soviet sphere. Today, I'm speaking to Hristina Tasheva, a photographer born in 1976 in Varna, Bulgaria. Since 2001, Hristina is based in the Netherlands. She graduated from the Gerrit Rietveld Academy in Amsterdam, as well as from the Academy of Art and Design St. Joost in Breda. Her entire body of work examines the complex position of being an Eastern European migrant in Western Europe. In addition to discussing the concept of Soviet idealism, domestic labor and black markets, we will also speak about Hristina's 3 latest photo books that deal with the mental in-between space, the constructed image of a migrant, the fear of foreigners, and the Bulgarian identity, amongst others. Please welcome Hristina Tasheva. I would like to start from the beginning. I think your story, how you started with your art, is very special and unique. I would like you to tell what do you consider to be the beginning of your artistic journey?
Okay. Journey. I would consider my artistic journey as a part of my life journey. that period between being born and going to die one day. These are the two points that you reach as a human being. I mean, not rich, but they're a part of everything what you're going to experience. You never forget about them. But I consider maybe the beginning of my artistic journey, the moment when I start to feel invisible. Because then this need was born, that I was curious and had this existential need to find out where is my place in the world I was situated myself. So maybe already 18 years ago, I came to the Netherlands from Bulgaria with the idea that I'm going to work for a while, accumulate capital for the beginning of my life in Bulgaria after the university, and this is how everything started. I came to the Netherlands as an illegal migrant. This was in 2001, and the possibilities for jobs I could choose on the black market was in the houses of people as a cleaner, or in the construction works, or what else? There are all kinds of other, a few more possibilities that people can guess themselves. And after 2 years as a domestic worker, I was totally lost. I forgot who I am, and what was the purpose actually of my life. Every day I had to do the same. I was working a lot, like 6.5 days per week. The nature of work is so that you repeat every day your activities. You don't have to think. And at one point, I took the camera, and I thought if this could be a registration tool, I have to find myself in this story. So this is how everything started, not without the help of Susanne Reis, who met me with the Dutch photographer Leo Erken. And through this meeting, I was able to develop myself, to learn photography, to make more conscious photographs, to direct my projects. I think that was it. Yeah, that was the beginning.
Did you photograph before coming to the Netherlands?
I remember only one moment. Maybe I was 12. When I really want to have a camera, I saved money, and I remember I went to this shop that was before 1989, before the changes. The cameras that you could find at these times were Russian. The camera was Mena 8. was called, and I finally bought one. I was very excited actually from the apparatus itself, and for a long time I was keeping it as a treasure, so I was not really making pictures with it, but just having the object at home was really great. And when I finally decided to make pictures, I found out that the camera has a defect. It doesn't work. So I think that was the only moment when I had a camera, but that was it.
And why did you choose the medium of photography as the one to express your feelings or your situation through?
The photography was like something very much approachable. For me, it doesn't. I was not like with the idea, oh, this is art, and I'm going to make art, or it's something like that. Everybody could the camera. Everybody can buy a camera, press the button, make a picture. Maybe I was totally not conscious about the medium. It was just something that I can do. It felt like I don't have to have a preparation or anything like that to make a picture. But to really concentrate on the medium and be much more conscious, this moment came when I really needed to find out existential questions, so to be able more to control it, to choose the direction of what I'm doing. And I couldn't draw, I couldn't paint, and I never had really any ambitions in art, or I never thought I can be an artist. I thought that's something for the people, other people. So maybe also seeing my background coming from a working class family, that was also something that you can easily have and easily do. I didn't thought it's something for luxurious or for chosen people. Yeah.
So I think somewhere, either in our conversation or maybe somewhere on your website, you mentioned the term socialist idealism and a certain idea, let's say the post-Soviet people from the post-Soviet countries have about perhaps the West or the other side of the world. And I was wondering, with what expectations did you come to the Netherlands and how those evolved?
I was extremely naive when I came here in the Netherlands. I have to mention this was the first time I was crossing the Bulgarian border. So until my 24th year of age, I haven't been anywhere else than in Bulgaria. So I didn't really knew what to expect, but if I was expecting anything, it was really something very beautiful. A world where everything is really fine and has its meaning, and every person has its place and right, and that everything functions very well, and a little bit like this, some kind of utopia. I remember very well, we arrived with a bus close to the central station in Amsterdam, and it was very early in the morning. The buildings were really beautiful, what I was seeing around, but I had to search for a toilet after this long traveling, and somebody told me that maybe I can find one in the building of the central train station. So I went there, and the first thing I saw was a very long corridor with the homeless people that were spending the night there. I don't know, but to me that was really a big surprise and very disappointing, because then I realized that not everybody is happy and not everybody has everything what a person needs, and it was such a picture that I've seen only in the movies, actually. And then my utopia was totally destroyed.
In that moment?
Yeah, at that moment.
And did you manage to rebuild the utopic image?
No, but that's... I don't believe in utopias anymore. because with the time I started to realize that actually the utopias are the ones that need to isolate people, to discriminate them, to put them into the periphery. As utopian, the society, as cruel, the periphery.
Then in 2007, there was a movie made about you by Susanna Rice, who you mentioned before. Movie I also had the opportunity to see, titled The Houses of Hristina, where we can kind of see your life back then. You told me in our conversation that this is just like one moment in your life, which was a long time ago and past. But I think it shows a very important part of your journey. And I was wondering if this time when you were inhabiting so many Dutch houses, like temporarily inhabiting, if this made you understand the Dutch culture more and kind of assimilate better.
It was a very special position I had as this cleaning lady there, because it's not that logical that you immediately be invited in people's houses and you can have a look to their intimate lives, personal lives. But this was a interesting way to do it. I was not aware of it. It started just as a job. I was very happy to have this job. But with the time and the way we communicated, I found out that I'm nothing more than invisible somebody who does something and goes away and has no meaning or doesn't play any part of these lives. I was very lucky to meet a few people that were caring on a certain point how my life could develop here and how I can develop as a person here. And because of this, I developed my skills in photography. I studied and I became an artist that on a very high level actually made my life meaningful, and until now is the way to discover the world and explain life for myself. So yes, it was a way to learn about the Dutch culture, but also a hard way to find my place in the Dutch society.
And one other project from a similar period, Letters to My Mother, was really striking to me as well. And I wondered if you could tell a bit more about this project and how it started and what was the idea behind it.
These letters to my mother were images or experiments that I made thinking what it will mean to naturalize, what it means a person to be naturalized in a different society. So I thought I'm going to ask Dutch people in their houses to lend me their clothes, and that I'm going to wear these clothes and see how I'm going to fit in this environment. And in the same time, I introduced this character of my mother, that actually is a metaphor of the homeland. And this was the first time that I thought I need to tell something to my homeland, and I chose that way to do it. And it was important that images of this project was published in Bulgarian magazine. So this is how these images these letters were sent to my mother.
So your mom also saw them?
My mother, my mother saw them, yeah.
Was it like one image per letter, or is it just like a metaphor?
It's a metaphor, but I also folded every image and put it in a different envelope with the address on it.
Does it also somehow show a different person in every house? Were you like the same Hristina in every house, or each house with different owners was like a different story for you?
Yeah, it's up to the viewer of the images, but on a way, I hope that becomes visible how difficult is a person to change, and that change it might be. I think it's a natural process that develops while you're living in a different place with different societies and cultures and traditions, and but that this needs time. It has to be the time you naturally spend and you take to understand the other, the one that you find different. So it's not a magical turn that you experience.
In the documentary which was made about you at that time, we see a very interesting way the house owners were communicating with you through these written notes. And I was wondering about some acts of transgression you took in order to break this small talk of this, let's say, superficial communication you had between the owners.
How do you mean the
that's a very academic word. Little acts of how you want, if you manage to break this small talk. Let's say always the notes started like, "Hello, Hristina, how are you?" And this is obviously a kind of rhetorical question which no one really cares about.
Okay, yeah, I understand. Yeah. I wanted to say only that I was in the documentary film. I wanted to do it as to have an example of this kind of work and how different people could be exercising this work. So when talking about the little notes, well, with some people I never really could break this kind of communication because I was never meeting them on a way. But when I had the chance to talk to people, in the beginning I was not understanding what does it mean, how are you? I was thinking about this question very literally, but that comes also from the very poor knowledge on the language as well. So I was quite often really telling how I feel. and mostly of the people were nice, listening, but some of them were really listening because they later tried to help me somehow. And another way that I broke this communication is to start to work on this project, A Better Life, where I was trying to find myself in this communication, what was my role, my place, the interiors of these houses that I was cleaning, and at some point I also left most of these houses.
I remember one sentence which you say in the movie, and that is, "I don't feel like I'm a real person. I feel like I live in a dream." I was wondering if this is some feeling you would think is connecting immigrants, this feeling of living in a dream, being in this in-between, not feeling fully like a real person.
From what I've been reading about other migrants' experience, I think that might be that it's not only my experience, that is a feeling that comes from the matter of work you exercise, and the position is given to you in society. These jobs are done, cleaning jobs and jobs in agriculture or construction works are done quite often from migrants, and they're repetitive. So it feels like every day you do the same. Every day is the same. There is no perspective for your in the future for you. At least it doesn't feel like. But also people who come here to work to save money and to come back, they also put themselves in such a position. So it's like a life that you have in between other things. I was also having these moments that I was thinking, okay, now I'll do my best to work as much as possible, and one day it will be different. One day I will become the person I want to be. One day I will have the house I dream of. One day I will have the job I dream of. And one day, but I think for life goes on, and for many people maybe this one day will never come. Being illegal migrant, that means that you don't have really rights, you don't have really a position. You are, I will call it a body that it's actually, it stays a mere body if has not the choice, not also the political choice in the country. You don't have documents, you have no right on health care, you don't vote in elections, you're invisible. So in that way it feels like it's not a real life. Did I...
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
That, I think, tells a lot. The movie was done now, I think, 13 years ago.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Do you think the situation of domestic workers, especially here, speaking about Eastern domestic workers coming from the East to work here, changed over the years? Do you have any knowledge about that?
Yeah, I'm following all the time the news about also Eastern European workers in the West, not only in the Netherlands, but also in Germany, Italy, England. Although many of the East European countries became part of European Union, for Bulgaria that was 2007. I think the condition of works and the payment and the rights are not so much changed, and we can see now with the virus spread and the situation we are in. Again, the most fragile are the seasonal workers, the workers that are working in this, how to call it, meat factories and
plantations also, right? Strawberries, asparagus.
Yeah, exactly. That the distance is not kept between them. They're easily becoming ill and
fragile to any kind of circumstances.
Yeah, and because also they live with a lot of people in one room and traveling in little buses to the workplace. But there is also the question in the whole situation: what is the role of your own government as a worker here in the West? How this government cares and negotiates for your rights, being a worker in a Western country. That's very also painful to realize what's the role of these governments, East European governments.
In that case, you mean, let's say, Bulgarian government over the Bulgarian workers coming here to work, or the Dutch government?
Yeah, in general, the example was with the Romanian government that actually they became like East European governments. They became like a site of this conversation for finding working places, but they are not like really taking a position about cannot find the word, in what kind of life circumstances these people will live, conditions, how they will be, are they fairly paid for their work, and so on and so on.
Yeah, that's definitely now with the crisis, it really came out.
It feels that they don't really care. Both sides don't really care.
I mean, all these governments trying to be, I think, more and more neoliberal, care about the money and
They are neoliberal, yeah. On a strange way.
On a strange way, yeah. This kind of new coming, catching up way. Till this point, we heard Hristina Tasheva speak about her beginnings of becoming a photographer, but most importantly, the beginnings of her realization of what it means to be an Eastern European migrant in the non-existing Western utopia. Now I would like to invite you to take a short break, after which you can continue listening to the second part of my conversation with Hristina, this time more specifically about her recent photo books. Till then.